Yo, what's happening, YouTubers? We're back with another collection tour update. Since we are at the halfway point of 2023, just thought I'd showcase what I've picked up since then, and also because I'm going to downsize a lot of the stuff in the coming weeks and months. So I thought, why not capture it before I go ahead and downsize? So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so first shelf I want to start off is the Batmobile shelf. This was originally the one that had like the random stuff on there, like the Sentinel and all that stuff, but it's converted to the Batmobile display from McFarlane Toys, and you can see the gold label collection version of the Keaton Batman from the upcoming Flash movie, and then my favorite version, the NECA one, and then next to him is Shang-Chi with the updated 10 rings on there, and then I have my golden Mezit from my buddy Fabio. Shout out to Fobster for that one. Then if we go on the shelf below, you'll see the DC Multiverse collection from McFarlane Toys. Now it's a little bit more downsized than what it used to be, because I just want to display strictly just the Justice League from McFarlane Toys, or what's made up of the Justice League so far. Of course, I'm using a different Wonder Woman. This is a DC Direct one. I think it was based on the art of Jay Lee. I did do a YouTube short on it. Feel free to check that out. And the back there is the Dead Man and Constantine Page Punchers and the Injustice Dr. Fate. So it's kind of like my Justice League Dark. I couldn't fit Swamp Thing in here, so he's in a tote right now. But we have Frankenstein and other variations of Batman. And one of my favorite figures from McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line is the White Knight stuff right here. So you have Azrael, Batman, and then the Joker. And you have the Azrael Batman gold label from last year that my buddy Rob D Toys hooked it up with. Then moving down on the shelf below is the Rogues Gallery. You're gonna notice it's mainly consisted of Batman villains, but there are other rogue galleries for other superheroes in the line, like you have Lobo and Lex Luthor and Ocean Master for Aquaman. Then we have that new Mr. Freeze that came out, which is one of my favorites this year. And then you might notice I have the 66 Two-Face in there because we don't have a comic one yet, and F it, it'll be there for now. Then we have the Batman 3 Jokers Batman, and this figure right here is worth a lot, which I'm like puzzled by because this was a GameStop exclusive and it was readily available. It's shocking to see this one like jump up in price. Then we have one from Wave 1 over there. We have the Batman Who Laughs, which is one of my favorite. We have the Collect-to-Build Solomon Grundy in the back, and then also another one of my favorites. We have Bizarro, Reverse Flash, and another one of my favorites of Deathstroke. So just a bunch of rogue galleries for Batman, like I said, but still a nice like assortment if you ask me. Then if we go on the shelf below, it's just a random assortment of stuff. The boxes in the back are figures that haven't been opened yet, except for these last four, like the VHS box and the Spider-Man boxes. But with figures, we have the first Build-A-Figure I ever built with my friend Sheen from OnlyFans. It's Thanos with the new King Thanos head sculpt on there. We have my Mezco Cable. We have the 20th anniversary Hulk with the custom tank top that a very good friend of mine made. We have my Selfie series. And then we have some other stuff in the back. Homer's in the back there. There's Apocalypse and Raven and my two My Hero Academia figures. We have Deku Not Todoroki and Ochako, my Shinin art. Then moving into my Marvel's villain display, there's been a couple changes and additions to the display. Like recently acquired was this Ronin from Amazon. But let me know, do y'all put Ronin in your villains display or your heroes display? Because technically he's been both, but yeah, we got Ronin, we have the Retro Cardiac Rhino added. And then just some stuff that's remained from before. But yeah, when I look at this shelf, this is like mainly where all the Build-A-Figures are at. We have Hyde, or Mr. Hyde, sorry. We also have Ursa Major, which is one of my favorites. Armadillo. We have Zenmu, we have Controller, just a bunch. Even the Tri-Sentinel, which I just have him in this pose permanently now because like his legs are weak, so standing him up, he just falls over now. And then moving over here, Gore is also new. Same with, I don't think Jigsaw was part of the first collection tour, but then also randomly have the Infinity Gauntlet for the Marvel Universe figure here. I don't know why. I think it was for Nebula, but I took her off the display. Then moving from the villains display, we come back to a McFarlane Toys display. It's the Bat Family, which has a couple of new additions, like the gold label Dick Grayson Robin, the Titans Nightwing, the Duke Thomas The Signal. We have the Year 2 Batman I moved to this shelf, and also the Hush Batman I moved to this shelf as well. So a couple of new additions on here, but they've done a fantastic job at McFarlane Toys just punching out a bunch of the Bat Family characters. Then keeping it within the McFarlane Toys theme, we have the live action Rogues Gallery display. Now I still have more than this, it's just in a couple totes. I just want to display just a couple of them. So we have Peacemaker in the back, the new Collect-to-Build Bane figure with Harvey Dent and Joker. And then we have King Shark with the custom tank top. And then you see some more of Batman's Rogue Galleries. We have the Riddler and Catwoman. And then moving on over, we have another McFarlane Toys display. This is the Spawn shelf, or the Spawn theme. I gotta put Redeemer's wings back on, but you see Cygor in the back there. The Shadow of Spawn that I use is like a classic Spawn. Then of course we have the Todd Father right there. And my favorite Spawn from the collection, the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. The one that really started it all. Then moving up, this is kind of like a Gladiator themed display, kind of. You have the Gladiator Batman, Gladiator Superman, and then the Last Night on Earth Wonder Woman. And then I thought he would fit in here. Here's Merciless with the collectible horse from Dark Knight Returns. Now we're gonna make our way over to the bigger sectional cubes, and let's start with this, I guess, pre-MCU display. So we have some stuff from Hasbro's Marvel Legends line, and also stuff from that predates it, like see the Nick Cage Ghost Rider and the Thomas Jane Punisher, which was a Marvel Legends, but I know the Nick Cage Ghost Rider wasn't. Then we also have the Reed Richards from Fantastic Four. Then that really bad Phoenix. They did Famke Jensen dirty on that one. We have the Toy Biz Magneto in the back with the Hasbro Juggernaut. And then we have Colossus here. Trying to do my own version of the Deadpool movie. And there's that custom X-Men tank top from, I think this was from GPS lot that I bought a couple years back. And the funny thing about this Logan is it's shot up there in price. Have you guys seen that in the aftermarket? It's like going for like $50 to $60 now, but I got two back in the day just because I wanted to have one for that last scene with Logan. So I put the alternative Logan head sculpt on there. And then again, speaking of Logan, one of my favorite sets from Hasbro Marvel Legends line is the Logan 2-pack with Professor X and Logan right there. Then we have the other version of Logan. And also we have Blade. This one is a new addition. I haven't had it on here last time. It was on the other shelf, but it's cool to see Blade on here, the Wesley Snipes version. It would be something I'd like Hasbro to redo, but I highly doubt it. Moving on down, we have my Batman display from McFarlane Toys. So this is basically like every live iteration of Batman. So we have the Keaton one, the Robert Pattinson one, the Christian Bale one. I mean, it sucks that the Adam West one is, 6-inch scale of the retro stuff, but I thought he fits in the display. It's the black and white version. We have that horrible animated series version. I don't like it, but it works well in aesthetics with this display because, like I said, McFarlane Toys has done a good job of knocking out all the live action Batmans. We're just missing a couple more. And then we have the Arkham version. So basically this display is more meant for like every variation of Batman that we've gotten in live action form or video game form. So, and this one you'll notice is more spread out. This is how I want my displays to be like going forward, and not so much like how you saw up here where it's like all stuffed in one, cube. And speaking of that, here is my Black Adam display, which is also kind of like spread out, but it's basically a Black Adam theme display. We have Superman, and then we have Shazam. Since these three will never be on screen together, this is as close as we're gonna get it, but it's a very nice set. I really like the movie. I know a lot of other people did, but it's a movie I did enjoy, and the figures came out really nice, especially this custom cloak that my friend made for me. Now we're gonna move into my Avengers display, which has gotten more packed since the last time. Like I said, I was gonna downsize on this, but I didn't. I fell down a rabbit hole, and some new additions to this display is Sentry in the back there, the Walgreens exclusive, that new Yondu. I got Moon Knight because they reissued that one, and then I'm not sure if Black Knight was there before, but that was one I just added as well. I added Shang-Chi and Maria Hill. And then recently I added Ant-Man, but I don't have him on display yet. He's on my desk, but here's a substitute version right now, but I'll find room for him eventually. He'll look good next to Wasp, but yeah, I really added to my comic book display when I should have downsized, but it is what it is. They pull me back in. Now, moving on from the comic book display, let's transition to the MCU live action display. Here's the Phase 4 and 5 shelf, which it actually used to be 2 shelves. Now it just got condensed into 1, and now it's going to be downsized even more. Don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed Phase 4 and 5, and I've also enjoyed the figures that it's given us, like the Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure, same with the Watcher, and then even the classic Loki's awesome. I've enjoyed Phase 4 and 5, but it doesn't hit or resonate as well as the Infinity Saga did, but I still enjoy these figures, and I try to do my best to create like a new Avengers in the front here with Sam Wilson's Cap. But I also still have the Netflix stuff in the back. I kept Jessica Jones and Punisher and Luke Cage, as well as added new stuff like you see in the back with the Guardians. That Kraglin's probably one of my favorites, just the photo real talk on that spot on to Sean Gunn. But yeah, Phase 4 and 5 have given us some awesome figures, especially on clearance. A lot of these figures went on clearance fast. Moving on down, this is just a random ass display of just random Marvel characters and my favorite iterations of them. Sorry, I just threw Spider-Man 2099 in there just because I didn't have any other place to put them. But I've always preferred Fassbender and McAvoy as Magneto and Professor X. Then you have Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool with this awesome photo Realtek Tony Stark head sculpt, the Worthy Cap, and my favorite iteration of Thor from Infinity War. Also my favorite iteration of Hawkeye, which is essentially Ronin. Then you see my soft goods, Doctor Strange in the back there. I think the effects pieces are from the SH Figuarts, and you can't really see them because it's dark back there, but that's the Diamond Select Gladiator Hulk, just in time for the new Marvel Legends re-release announced, but I'm gonna pass on that just because I prefer the Diamond Select better, and I'm sure you all would too if you can see them. Now moving up to the top shelves here, I know this is a very controversial one, but y'all know I really dug Eternals. It's one of my favorite movies just because it involved like the Celestials and everything like that. But not much has changed with this. I just added risers to it. You know, I think, yeah, I've had this McFarlane Toys Game of Thrones figure here. He's supposed to be the Black Knight, but it works with a display. So not much has changed except for the risers. And then moving on over to the X-Men, the animated series display. I know not all these are cell shaded like Morph over there, but he is a new addition. And I also put in Stan Lee here just because why not? And Jeffrey the Land Shark still there, as well as the picture of Jean and Cyclops in front of this Wolverine. Now I did add Morph to complete the team. I did replace the old Beast with this new Beast with the Soft Goods lab coat. I did add Dark Phoenix back there. I think her effects piece is somewhere in a tote, but I gotta go check. Then we have Magneto that my good friend Angelina gave me. And then we also have the new retro carded Apocalypse. So overall, not much has changed with the display, but this is one of my favorite displays along with the Eternals one. Okay, now we're on to the main shelf. We're gonna start on this side with Ned, but this is my Infinity Saga display. And since then, I think the thing that's changed is the risers that I've added on here. Oh, I did add the Guardians rocket right here on top of Iron Patriot, just because I think the aesthetics work in terms of the color palette too. But not much has changed here. I think maybe last time, I'm not sure if you saw the Thor that was added from the Love and Thunder wave with Star-Lord. But yeah, not much has changed with this display. Still been the same. Oh, but I did add, he's somewhere back there, the Civil, no, that's not Civil War, the Winter Soldier cap that I got from Second and Charles for like 16 bucks. But not much has changed. We have the original 6 Avengers right here. And then over here we have the villains. God, that Ebony Moss, still one of my favorite ones. And it's crazy to see that Children of Thanos pack like shot up in price. So not much has changed over here. And you might notice some Phase 4 villains like Wenwu here. I'm probably going to put Kang on here as well, just because, like I said, I'm going to condense the Phase 4 shelf. Oh, and Gore's here. But overall, this is one of my favorite displays that I think has the staying power that Phase 4 and 5 just doesn't, in my opinion. So there you have it, YouTubers. An updated look at my collection display. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And like always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.